NextWaveDV presents NAB 2013. Made possible by Red Rock Micro, introducing the one-man crew. Zeiss, we make it visible. Kessler Crane, innovative tools for filmmakers.
At the Zacuto booth with Jens and Steve, checking out some new gear for you guys. There's a lot of push towards the small camera systems, and you guys have always made some great rig systems, but you also have some really compact systems here that you're showing us right now.
Yeah. Well, we'll start with this Marauder that Jens has.
All right, so you got this tight little package here that you can have in your bag and carry with you all the time anywhere, having a glove compartment or whatever, but it's fast too, I'll show you. So let's see, I'll start like this, do this, do this, and I'll pop the camera up, this.
Okay, so here you can see Jens has 4 points of contact, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he can hold this thing rock solid. And if you're, doing event work, you're jumping out of a Humvee, whatever you're doing, man, this is the way to go. I mean, having a rig like this is nice, but it's every situation it requires a different setup.
And this is, I'm seeing like it's lightweight, but it's also got a nice structure to it. It's very solid.
Oh, it is solid. Yeah,
there's one thing that Jens didn't show you is that you can actually flip this into a position where you can use it without a Z finder.
Oh, really?
So if you don't have a Z finder with you, he'll show you right now real quick. That's fine. We also have a baby version of this that doesn't have the hand grip, which is a less expensive model, which is fine. In some situations you're holding the camera body and the lens. So like there you can see he's using it in the non-Z finder mode, and show him how you'd use it without the hand grip. You'd put that hand up there.
Oh yeah, so the baby version just doesn't have this on it, and so you'd be operating like this.
Some people like that, some like having a hand grip. I actually like having that. Now the cool part about the hand grip is that when it's loose, you can turn it, and you can turn it into the baby version and just have it up and out of the way. And if you want a hand grip, you whip it on down.
That isn't just rotating. There's actually like locking pins in that keep it really, really strong.
And then you turn down on that.
Yeah, all these
It's
things.
also got some finer adjustment with this too. So.
And this has some screw type adjustment, which you do one time, where you can adjust the shoulder pad to fit the contour of your body, or you can flip it this way and it can go up.
Right.
So
for that kind of adjustment there.
Yeah. So it's really, this spent a lot of time trying to get this thing just right. And figure out all these angles and everything, and we're really happy with it. It's for a gorilla rig. It's nice because our previous gorilla rigs, the complaints were that they were still big, and they weren't collapsible, and they were kind
of. It's almost too much adjustment. In
Yeah, we did have too much adjustment. This one, we've cut back on a lot of the adjustments so that you can get it going really quick.
Right. Yeah, because you're not. It's not just a Rector set with poles. It's actually custom built so that it'll just go where it needs to be right away.
Yeah, it's meant to do that. Okay, let's take a peek at this. Okay, here's a totally different type of rig. This is what we call a recoil. And a recoil is a camera, when you have the camera completely on your shoulder. It weighs nothing. You can hold this thing all day because it's actually sitting on your shoulder. But more important, it's balanced on your shoulder and it's light, so this is like, a lot of people have been griping, some people say, I like a big hefty camera package, which is fine, but when you're shooting all day, I don't care what you say. We were on the set of Shameless, and his camera operators were griping. They're like, this Alexa thing is just too heavy. So we were trying to find ways of lightening up the package, but keeping it real balanced.
You're essentially using the camera weight as the counterweight.
Yeah, we've eliminated the counterbalance, which is just dumb weight to carry around. Nobody really wants to do it, even though they kind of have to, but not anymore.
Yeah.
But now that you've put it on your shoulder, it causes some issues. You can't really reach the lens normally anymore.
So now I'm focusing
or the camera
here.
Control. So we have our new Z drive. Okay.
Focusing right on your mic right now, and then I'm racking to your face.
The Z drive is at a 60-degree angle and aims down, so that you can use it with or without this tornado. But the tornado is actually a grip as well, so now you never have to let go of the rig and grab the focus knob and then move your shot.
Look at how smooth you can get this.
Well, because it's always been, you were never supporting the camera when pulling focus. You're always supporting it with one hand, and you're pulling focus just with the hand, just gently touching
Plus
it.
that movement
Well, yeah,
would
once I do
cause
this,
would cause movement in the camera.
once I start doing this, I'm getting a lot of that movement.
And you have a tendency to lean to one side as well by putting the weight on one arm just to hold that. So here you're balancing the rig perfectly.
You never
straight.
let go.
Right.
You're never letting go. And then we've also moved camera control down to this hand, so you're not letting go there. So, you know, now that it's on your shoulder, obviously you need all that at your fingertips, plus an EVF that's forward of the camera's EVF. Because again,
And-
it's on your shoulder.
And this one we've tested. Obviously, we'd move the cable up through here, but you can use an 18 millimeter lens and not see your EVF because it's that far, even though it's that far forward.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this particular EVF mount is that it can go extremely forward or it can go extremely far back. So when you're on the tripod, you can have it, you know, as an extension viewfinder. Actually, I can take it off and I can even have it go farther back by doing this. And now I can do, you know, if I'm doing a low shot, I can have my eye right here,
Here, let me pop it on.
you know, and that's really nice. I don't have to get down on the ground. And if I'm on a tripod, I have sort of an extension viewfinder kind of a view, so I can, you know, operate the camera from the back. So
I really do like this design because a lot of rigs are, you know, when you're working with DSLRs or something like that, you have to add more to it. But a lot of the cameras, like we shoot in the FS700, the camera is enough on its own. It has the functionality. You kind of want to just allow the rig to flow around the camera, not to overtake the camera.
exactly.
Another new part you might see on here is this half cage. Now this half cage is not camera specific. We're not really into camera specific things because you know how fast cameras change, right? But this half cage really benefits DSLRs the most because they have no handle or no place to grab. And so this half cage allows you to put on things like this EVF mount because it has like a NATO rail or red rail or our Z rail. It's all the same standard on top. So you can slide other accessories on the top of this cage as well as bolt things to the standard quarter 20s on the side here.
And ours American arm.
And this American arm.
Plus,
It slides on rails. That's why it's universal. So if you have a rod system, here's that. But if you have a rod system, you can go on the front or the rear rods.
right, so the cage is completely universal, work on every single camera and future cameras. And here, you can also use the follow focus without the tornado. You can use it like this. It can be rotated upward, and you can essentially break this camera down in a matter of seconds. I think I broke it down yesterday in like 30 seconds because everything is on rails, so it just comes apart super fast.
You were doing the DSLR, but
Yeah.
this is similar.
It's pretty similar. Now, it can go on your tripod using our tripod plate, which is an Arca Swiss or a Kessler compatible, and you just drop it down on your tripod, and now you're ready for tripod use. And you know, speed obviously is everything. You don't want to be adding parts, taking them away. So this is the basic recoil system.
The last thing that's pretty new too is this grip relocator that you see here. So you can move the grips on the C300s, and the C100s down to
And the FS100 and 700.
yeah.
Also, this follow focus, by the way, is $495.
Yeah. Now tell us how you got to that price point.
Well, it's a transmission or a direct drive type of follow focus. I don't know if you can
U-joint.
zoom in there.
It's a U-joint, and the U-joint is a lot easier to machine than a series of gears and to get them to mesh and the high tolerances that you
Yeah.
need for that.
It doesn't really have that many components, you know. So it's able to be made at a fairly decent price point, and we're pretty proud of that. That's hard to get a follow focus of any kind of quality for $495.
Right.
It is impossible, you know.
And with the angle of it, it works very, very well with your relocator
Well,
system.
that's the whole thing. I hate to say we lucked out on that because you have to have that angle to create a U-joint, but it just magically worked beautiful having the tornado like that. I mean, last year at NAB we showed a much more complex tornado It didn't work well with wide lenses. Then
It didn't break down fast, which is really the big complaint. You know?
Right. The nice thing is you can break this down and have a follow focus ready to go within seconds. The other thing, all year we were experimenting with crazy concepts with cables and bite cables and all this kind of jazz, and it's just
over-engineered.
It was over-engineered. Like a month ago, we just were like, "Oh my God, we figured it out," and that was that.
Sometimes the simple way is the best, you know.
Does that use a standard port then for other accessories that you might already
Yes,
have?
as a matter of fact, it does.
At the moment.
No, and it will.
Oh yeah, in the inside, right?
It will. Yeah, we're going to make one change to this. Part of NAB is, bringing, first articles, production prototypes, and getting feedback. Yeah.
Right.
So one of the things even before the feedback, right when we got here, we were like, bam, I got an idea where we were going to keep the follow focus port, but to tighten it up a bit, make this have a Zacuto lever there, and by doing that, we can create extensions to this, and we can create a much more stable lock.
Right.
So
Because if you're supporting the camera with that hand, you
need that. Yeah, but we're going to keep this on the inside of that, which is great.
For whips.
Yeah, for whips and cranks and things like that. Right. Yeah.
Well, Steve, Jens, thank you so much. Excited to see some of the new stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Tony.
Subscribe to NextWaveDV, where filmmakers get educated.